When there's lightning.
I need a taste of paradise, so won't you come with me? Yeah! Merry Christmas, pre-Christmas. Merry pre-Christmas. All right, hello everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you can hear me. I can make it louder. Hang on. Check it out. Let's see. That's me. Last week you couldn't hear me, and I know why too, because listen, something's vibrating. Oh, I know what it is. Magic. It's the fan. It's the fan. Bit of that feel for the fan. So what happened last week was I switched channels with the microphone, and it was in a Tom channel, which was panned to the right. So my voice was panned to the right. You couldn't hear me very well. Sorry about that. So, and anyway, thanks for joining me. I played a couple of Christmas songs. I totally messed them up too. But hey, what the hell? If you notice, a couple of the mess ups I repeated. You know, they always say if you make a mistake, repeat it, you know. Because, yeah, I don't like that roll. Do it twice. This stuff just comes out, so don't mind me. So I messed it up a couple times. I couldn't hear where the hell it was. Every time there's a guitar solo, the drums are really loud in the headphones because I like the sound, and the music's loud. And when there's a solo, sometimes I can't hear what's underneath it. So what the hell? This is my show. I can mess it up. You know, it's not totally serious. It's fun to see the real life, you know. Things happen. Like I noticed that microphone is facing the wrong way, but that's okay because the light was adjusted. Anyway, a couple of Christmas tunes for you. I'm not going to be here next week. They gave me the Tuesday off, so that's why I thought, let me play the stuff today. So that'd be fun. This is the new Hickory kit from Sawtooth, and it's a lot of fun playing this. You know, it's a big set. Got a lot of different tones. Playing around. See, I'm playing musically. You know, I'm starting with this. I like that. And go back to that, you know. A couple of those, right? Anyway, that's kind of the way you play musically. You repeat something and maybe play in between it and then go back. And it's kind of like repeating a riff in a song, you know. So it's a cool way to practice. And this is back to the kit. This is the new Hickory kit from Sawtooth. I love it. It's got a great finish. It's not. I got red lights on it, so it looks a little bit more red, but it's kind of purple, black, and I don't know, brown, a little bit of brown, a little bit of red. And it's a beautiful finish. And this is all hickory, 6-ply hickory. These sizes are 10, 12, 13, 14. 10 by 8, 12 by 9, 13 by 10, 14 by 12. Those are the sizes. And this is 16 by 16 and 18 by 16. Yes, it is. And the bass drum's 24 by 14. And these drums have dual 45-degree bearing edges, which really makes the drum sing a little bit more than just one bearing edge. It sustains well. That's why I don't have really any muffling on these drums. A little piece of tape here. So got dual bearing edges. It's great. And the hoops are 3 millimeter die cast hoops, which are really strong. You pick these hoops up when you change the head, and they're really heavy. And they don't have much, there's no weak points. It's all strong, gives you a nice bright sound. And the lugs are die cast chrome steel lugs, and this stuff is painted black. This is blackened, you know. And 6-ply construction. It's got a great EQ from low, mids to highs. It's a fantastic concept for drums, this Hickory. And check them out. You can check them out on Sawtooth's site. There's probably a little link there on the comments. And they're really cool drums. I love them. I used them so far once, 3 gigs live. I guess I could say I used them 3 times on one weekend live, but there were 3 gigs. So that's what I'm using here. And then I still have the command set, because tomorrow we go to Chicago to play 3 shows with Last in Line, and I'll be using my old kit, which is the Command Series, which sounds great too. So we'll be doing Angola, Indiana. Then we got where was it? I know where it is. The Blue Note in Harrison, Ohio. I think I played there with Mike Carr. Mr. Mike Carr, PhD, doctor, scientist. We did a Sabbath Nights show there. It's a great place. Great crowd. I love Ohio. And then we go to Flint, Michigan. Then we go home to enjoy the holidays. Holiday homework. How's that? I thought of this before in the shower. Before I get to that, I want to tell you I'm in California, and it is storming here today. It's just pissing down rain all day since last night, and the wind is howling. I mean, that's unusual. You know, you hear, you know, the howling wind. And it's supposed to stop tonight, which is cool, because tomorrow's a travel day. I'm going to travel in that crap. So anyway, it's very unusual weather here. It's crazy, but we need the water. This is going to definitely make a dent in the water. That's supposed to be 10 feet of snow in the mountains. So can't play with the mic stand in front of me. I hate that. And so anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of licks that you might want to practice over the holidays, and keep yourself in shape. You know, let's start with foot. As I always played single bass drum. There was only one time in my career I went to double bass drum, And my brother got double bass drum, and then I thought, well, I'll start using a double bass drum because I had one left at the house from Carmine, and I didn't really get into it that much. And then I just stuck with single bass drum. So I practiced my bass drum a lot to get a fast foot, you know. So a couple of exercises. The best exercise is the John Bonham, or it's not really John Bonham because actually my brother played that triplet beat on albums that were before Zeppelin, and I think Max Roach did some stuff with it. But it's a great foot exercise as well, this one. So what that is based on triplets: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the snare comes in. See, I'll play it slow: 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And snares on 2 and 4. That's the beat a little faster. But if you want to practice, get your foot going, get it faster and stronger. 1 and 2. Just that triplet alone will make a difference if you practice it a lot. And with all the practicing, you have to play it steady. You know, I always say that steady's first. See, now I can take that and just put it around the drums. I got right foot, right foot, foot. So you can do all sorts of things when you think about it. Put your mind to it. So that's a great foot exercise, and you got to get it steady. You got to get it even so it sounds nice and smooth. If you're practicing this at this speed, then you go, I'm going to go faster. And it starts getting like that, slow it down again. You want it nice and even. See? And any exercise, slow it down if you're getting a little choppy on it, you know. Another one is my favorite. This is 4 notes. Right, left, foot, foot. Like this. Practice this the same way, steady. Now you can go put this in a beat like this. So that's see, right, left. So that's right, right foot, foot, and there's so many things you can do that fast. It's like this. By mistake, but I liked it. But I don't know what it is. So that's just right, left, foot, foot. And the 2 hands and 2 on the bass drum, you can do a lot of things. If I do that on the toms, it sounds different. Another great practice. around the drums and get all different sounds, all different textures and stuff. One of my favorite is this. So that's. So snare, tom, foot, big tom. Do all sorts of cool things, and of course you got that's two with the hand, right? So you can do major things with that. Then you also got four with the hands. Sorry about that, it went off. So those are 2 and 4s with your hands. You can go crazy with those things too. So, and one more thing, I love these. So you got triplets. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and I play them across the tom. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Movement is snare, rack tom. Okay. Then back to the so snare, tom, tom, tom. So when you get this fast. They're really, really cool licks in there. I'm ready for some Mexican food. And Lala's in the house. Lala. Say hello.
Hello.
Is Lala loud enough?
I don't know. Am I? I have no idea. Am I?
Okay. I got you cranked up, baby. Okay. Oh, and the snare drum. This is the snare drum. I didn't mention it. It's 14 by 6.5, made out of the same beautiful hickory wood. This one's a different finish, you see. It's the lighter finish. They got 2 different finishes. Beautiful drums, beautiful drums. And there's also, which is sitting over there, haven't had a chance to try it yet, is the 14 by 7.5. My God, that sounds like a monster. This is a 6.5. Messing around, playing low. You can practice low too. let's take some questions. Send in your questions. I'll answer the questions as best I can. And let's see what the first question is.
Okay. What is a good suggested kit for beginners for a young teenage girl? I'm not?
Here you are.
Okay. What is a good suggested beginner? I can't even talk today. Suggested
I'm not the
beginner's
only one
drum
that
kit
makes
for
mistakes.
her. I do. I'm not used to.
What's a good beginner kit?
Yeah, it's from the young girl who was down in San Diego that saw you play.
Oh,
Teenage.
okay. Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I did the show with the small kit, which is a red kit that's up there, and it's a very small bass drum. It's a 16-inch by I don't know what is it, by 20, and a 10-inch tom and a 14-inch tom, and the snare drum's a smaller snare drum. It's a 13 by 5, and it sounds great. You could go back a couple of weeks and check out that stream and check out those drums. And those are like, they were on sale for $299 for 4 piece. And it was a really good kit for beginners. It's not a baby kit or anything. It's a good kit for that. And then also step up from that, Sawtooth has a Command series. And those go on sale sometimes, and it's a really good price. They're bigger drums. It's a 24 by 14 bass drum. And the tom is, I think it's 12, and you get a 14 by 16 floor or I don't know. Check it out on Sawtooth. You can get all the information, but they're really good prices for their drums, and the drums are fantastic. They sound great. I've been using them for a long time. So, yeah, so check it out. Next.
Where do you get your shirts? Everybody likes your shirts.
Where do I get my shirt? It's a Lily Monster shirt. All right. This one I got at a horror show, a horror convention. And where were we?
I think we're in Kansas City.
Kansas City, that's right.
Yeah.
Kansas City. And, you know, you can get some really cool shirts there. And what's Joe's Fast Shirts? He's making our Last in Line shirts, and he's got some cool stuff on his site, too. You know, not sold in stores. So who knows? But that's where I got it, and that's why I love doing those. You know, I appear at these horror shows. I just don't appear in the middle of nowhere. They invite me, and I'm a guest there, you know, like a autograph thing going on. Okay, next.
How did you get your sponsorship with Sawtooth Go DPS?
That's a good question. Nobody ever asked. How did I get that? Well, I was with D-Drum Drums at the time, and they called up and said, we got a clinic for you. That's when people were doing live clinics, there's nothing like them. So they said, it's kind of a video thing, like a stream. I said, really? What's that? Back then, this is 7-8 years ago. Wow, that's weird. Stream. Okay. So I decided to do it. And that's when I met Joe Fuco. They were up in Thousand Oaks. And I did pretty much a drum clinic there. That was streamed on the Facebook, similar to this. But back then, I never heard of that, you know. It's like, streaming. What's that? So we hooked up, and we became really good friends. And Joe is very passionate about his drums, and he's really a proactive guy, and the company's proactive. That's why if you go to their site, and it's Sawtooth is the drums, and then ChromaCast makes the hardware, and they make guitars, they make basses, and just check out all the stuff that's up there. And if you notice, this site always has some content. It's got, you know, I'm doing this. Michael Badio does a Thursday show with a guitar. Rudy Sauza appears on it. We had Liliac on there with a jam that we did together with Melody and myself and Michael on guitar and Rudy on bass. So it's a very proactive thing. Last year at the NAMM show, the last NAMM show in L.A., we tore it up. We kept getting in trouble because we played too loud, especially me. They wanted me to play like war pigs like this. this. I mean, seriously. I said, you can't play this music like that. You know, so I played lower, but kept getting in trouble. But we had nonstop entertainment. It was the place to be at the NAMM show. Joe kicked ass with this NAMM show thing. So we became great friends, and I love the drums, and we developed a couple of cases together. We designed them, and we always have ideas popping in and out, and he's always, you know, ready to go. Try something new or try something unusual. And all the people that work there, Kevin and everybody is just fantastic. It's a great company. Okay, next question.
Sawtooth Bay at the Winter NAMM this year.
There is no Winter NAMM. The NAMM show is going to be in June.
June, yeah, sometime in June. You have to look it up. I think
Look it up. It's the
Yeah.
one over here in California is going to be, I think, the beginning of June.
Yeah.
Because they moved it back. Because supposedly in June the world is going to change back to Garden of Eden or something. I don't know. Go figure. You know, think everything gets pushed back. So anyway, that's what it's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. Well, the NAMM shows are fantastic. A lot of fun. All of the musicians that are there. It's great to hang out with everybody and then meet new fans, old fans. Yeah, it's cool. So keep an eye on it. Next.
is there a major sound difference between maple and hickory drums?
Yeah, there's I don't know how major, but all the woods have different sounds. You'll have to kind of hit them yourself and see what you think. Maple's a little bit higher and more of a higher tone to it. Very bright. Hickory. Hickory is a bit more darker sounding and a lot warmer sounding. So what other drums are there? There's poplar wood. That's what the Command series is made from. And that's kind of in between those two. It's not quite as dark and bottom-endy as the Hickory, but it's kind of in the middle. But best thing is to try the different drums and see. But you got to actually have the same head on them. Otherwise, it's not, the head makes a big difference in the drum. You put on a crappy head, the drum's not going to sound that great. You put on a good head, the drum's going to sound great, And these are Evans G2s. It's kind of like if you have a good band with a crappy drummer, they're going to sound okay. And you have an okay band with a great drummer, they're going to kick ass. Don't forget that one. Right? Right? You got it. Yeah. Actually, that's something Buddy Rich always said. Who could argue with Buddy Rich, right? Okay, next.
Any new recording projects in 2022 coming up?
Yeah, in January, we're gonna finish, Last in Line, we're gonna have an EP out, I think, in April. And it's a 4-song EP with a new song, 2 live songs, and a cover version of Something Special that we worked on. And that's gonna come out. And then in the meantime, in January, after the holidays, we're getting together to finish up the rest of the songs for the album that's gonna come out thereafter. And we got a new record label called Ear Music, and they're in Germany. So that's what we're recording on, and I got a few other projects I won't mention yet until they mention it, So Led Zeppelin, that kind of stuff. They won't play on it. I said, I don't know, you guys are getting older, I mean, I'm old, but I'm not old, but I'm getting old, but they're really old. So I don't know. We'll see. If Jimmy calls me again, I'll see what's up. I'm kidding. Okay, next question.
What headphones are you using?
These headphones.
What are they?
These are. there a number on these things? They are Audio Technica. I don't know what the model is. You know, they hide everything. Oh, there's an R in the left. This is supposed to be the right. But I turn them around because I want the wire crossing over me. These are like $55 Audio Technica headphones. And they sound great. They're comfortable as heck. And the best thing is these things, I've stepped on them. I've dropped them. I pulled them out of the plug. I tend to walk around here not looking down a lot of times. And there's a lot of wires. There's the headphones. I've stepped on everything. It's really wacky. But these things keep working. And I got another set that plugs in so I could sit at the desk and listen to stuff. Here I listen to it when I'm on the drums. And there I listen to it to see what the mix is like. But these are great. They're only about $50. I think they were 49 at somewhere. Audio Technica, you know. So, and they're comfortable. Some headphones, they really seal in, you know, that's like putting an airplane thing on there. You know, the guys that work the tarmac, when the engine pulls, the jets pull up, the engine's screaming loud, and they put those things on those ear protectors, and you can't hear anything, you know. So sometimes I can't hear anything, as you can tell in the first two songs. Boy, did I mess that up. But hey, we're all friends here. Don't tell anybody. Okay. All right, next question.
What was your practice routine early in your career?
Early in my career, well, the way I practiced, right? The way I practiced, I used to come home from school, and I'd go down in the basement and play. I'd play the songs. I don't know how I did play the songs, because back then we didn't have all this stuff. I think I had a turntable back there with headphones, and it wasn't that loud. So, you know, I played the songs, and then I just practiced just basic stuff back then. Like when I learned that beat. I'd stay there. See, when you learn something like that, you got to do it for a long time. If you just do it for 30 seconds, it doesn't do anything. But if you do it for a couple of minutes, you know, 2-3 minutes, then stop, then do it a little faster. Just really study that, practice that, and I did it for a long time, and then I would practice every day. Paradiddles. Paradiddles are right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and I practice them across the drums, putting the beginning of each group of 4 notes on the tom. If you don't have, if you only have one tom, and then I would, what else? I just practice beats. One time Carmine showed me this open hi-hat thing, you know. Wow, what's that? And you wouldn't think that's like something to practice, but what's important with the open hi-hat is how long it's open. You got quick ones, like 1E, then you got it open twice as long and even longer. So here's the fast one. Longer. Long one. See, so he showed me. So I practiced that until it felt right, and it had all the hi-hats open. You know, then you get them a little bit more difficult. Like this. cool one is the Bonzo thing from the Zepp record, like this. Why is that cool? These guys are ringing. Why is that cool? Because of this one. That's kind of a regular open hi-hat long. That's the one. So I'm hitting 2 on the bass drum. See? 2 on the bass drum, the hi-hat opens, closes with the hi-hat. I mean, with the snare drum. Actually, it closes before the snare drum. So this is it without the snare. Like that. So that's kind of things I practice. So I would practice downstairs with music, and then I would just play licks. If I learned this one, you know, simple. I practice that. I'd practice rolls. Just roll nice and even. Triplet rolls. You think a lot of guys would, I know how to do that, but is it even? When you get here to the last tom, it's got to be nice and even. It shouldn't rush, you know. And those are the things I played, I practice, and then I would just try to play a solo or whatever, you know, and repeat things. Then I would go upstairs and have dinner. Dinner was ready, and dessert. Homemade dessert. My mother made all this homemade stuff, banana bread and chocolate cake, but no icing. We lived in Brooklyn, you know, back then. Icing was for the rich people. So I did that. Then I went on the pad, and there's a pad over there in my books. And the books I was going through was syncopation and stick control. And I still got syncopation open there to the triplet page, and I'm revisiting, so to say, and it's fantastic stuff. That stuff, those are old books and they're Bibles, and most of the top drummers went through those books. So, and that's the way I practice. Practice on the drums for an hour and a half. Then later on, did the hour. I did my drum lesson, and then every Saturday I go for drum lessons with the same. He was the same teacher that taught Carmine, but he always said, "Vinny, you're hell of a lot better than Carmine. So just don't grow a mustache." That's what he told me back then. So who knows? Okay.
Did you stay on the reunion tour with Sabbath in case Bill's health was an issue?
Yes, I did. What happened was that was 1999 or 8, and I was on the. Bill had a problem, a medical problem, so they got me in there, and I did the European tour. This is with Tony, Geezer, and Ozzy. So it was cool playing, you know, being on the drum set, and you look in front of you, and you see the original band that I listened to as a kid. Go, shit, this is, you know, of course it was amazing with Ronnie, too. You know, just amazing, but this is the original band. And you got, this is Ozzy, wow, pretty cool. So I did the tour. That was about 3 weeks or something in Europe. And then when that was over, they took a break. They didn't broke for holidays. And then Bill was able to play. So Sharon Osbourne wanted me to be on the tour just in case something happened with Bill. You know, if he's playing and he had a problem, he couldn't play, I could jump up there. So every night I had to get ready, and I practiced on the pad, and just in case something happened. And this went on for a while, and it was getting to be real weird because I was getting out of shape, really, not being able to play. And I used to stay right on the side of the stage. You know, then I stayed on the stage while they played, and I took pictures. Everybody liked the pictures because I was able to go everywhere, including in the bathroom backstage when Ozzy was in the bathroom. I got some of those pictures, too. He didn't care. I think he liked that. And then I said, let me go out in the audience a little bit. So each night I went further out until I hit the soundboard. I figured, well, something happens, I could run right up and hop on the drums. But Bill played the whole tour, so I never played. But I was on the whole tour. It was the weirdest thing, you know. You pull up, it's cool. I'm not playing, you know. Had my own tour bus. There's me and 2 other people on it, you know. And so, yeah, I did do that. And I was trying to, you know, I think Bill, you know, I was trying to help Bill. So I was sending him room service, you know, each morning with about 4 dozen eggs. Not 4 dozen. 4 egg omelet with cheese, extra butter, bacon, double bacon order, toast. I sent it to his room. No, I'm kidding. I love Bill. Bill's a sweet guy. And God bless him. He's such a great drummer, and I love Bill. He's one of my heroes too. So he was able to play, so there was no problem. And one time I practiced on his kit at sound check, and I broke a head, and that was like a bad omen. So, broke a head. So, but I love Bill. Okay, next.
What is your touring kit cymbal setup?
Right now, last in line, I only use 2 cymbals and the ride. I'm very basic these days. 2 toms, 2 floors, 2 cymbals, and the ride. Not this. Okay. So that's what I use, you know, and eventually I might put up an 18. No, this is an 18, a 16. I'll move this back a little bit and put another cymbal here and hit it. But that's all I need, you know, for now. And if we start playing bigger places, I can get a bigger set like this one. I know I did. Probably another cymbal there and another cymbal here. But whatever. So one more question.
Are you going to wear a Christmas shirt on Christmas Day?
I got Christmas underwear. I don't know. I not wear a black shirt. Oh my God. I don't think I have any, but I might have a red shirt or something. I might see something in the store. I don't know about it. We'll see. Lala's got Christmas slippers and probably a shirt somewhere, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
What do you want for Christmas, Lala?
You already got me. I know what you're going to get me.
Say it, Mike.
I know. I already know.
I'm getting you a new microphone.
Yep, I think so.
One of those you can wear, you know.
I know, because I keep moving away from it.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'm not going to be here next week, but I'll be here the week after. And some more stories and some more crazy drum playing and messing up songs and all that stuff. So, and check out the Sawtooth Hickory drums. Beautiful stuff online. And they got some specials going. And maybe, who knows, you get a snare drum in the mail for Christmas. I know somebody who got that. And he deserved it, too. So you guys take care. Be safe. Merry Christmas to you. I love you guys. And I'll see you soon, okay? Thank you.